actually use that power to speak truth to authority. As cultural truths are examined against the concept of cultural safety, we're looking at them, at these cultural truths as belonging to the ages, meaning they are ageless, they have held us in good stead till now. Without them, we would be really faltering against our health detriments. But because these cultural truths have held us up for all this time, they really belong to the ages. Whereas cultural safety as a social construct is really an echo chamber. Everybody's talking about cultural safety today, and it's a very important concept. But to talk to it, at it as an echo chamber where we're not using our cultural filters to examine it is, I think, giving short shrift to its immense ability to change the health system and to change how we interact with our healthcare providers. Cultural safety, when it's looked at as a social construct, it immediately reminds us that it's a theoretical formulation. It was drawn up as a part of a theory based on experience and stories and hard evidence. And so it is very much a theory at first glance. It's very much a theoretical formulation that would give rise to implementation science. So it can be applied. It's generalizable. It's being used extensively in Canada now. The concept is being embraced by a lot of organizations, and a lot of people are really studying it very closely. And so it is a theoretical formulation, but when we factor into it the eloquence of example and the eloquence of our oral traditions, it really does move it to more a transcendent state, if I can use that term. Transcendence, meaning that we begin to look at it not just as hard evidence, but a whole lot of ways of looking at it from the deepest perspective possible, so that it becomes meaningful to us and it becomes highly productive for us. I think we have to understand that it's not just a theory that's so abstract that we can't apprehend it, we can't touch it. But when we see somebody behaving with a lot of cultural safety, then we understand through the eloquence of their example and through the eloquence of their explanation of it, that it is in fact far greater than just a theory. So it becomes a lived experience for us. When cultural safety is looked at as a social construction, we tend to view it as just a policy mechanism. When we unbundle the cultural truths around it, though, we see the totality of self reflected in it, along with the entirety of our environments. And so self becomes the centerpiece, and the environment becomes those external factors that have an impact on ourself. because traditionally we are taught to be as reflective of ourselves, to faithfully reflect ourselves to the world, to the universe. And so if we behave in such a way, act in such a way, say those things, those words, those concepts that really show self as the center of this, our health experience, and of course factoring in the total environment we're in, then it adds a deeper meaning, a deeper explanation for cultural safety. The last point I want to raise around cultural safety as a social construct and how we would unpack it is this message we have heard for a long time now, and that is that health is a necessary resource for us. There is no arguing about that interpretation of health. It's extremely important, and we all know this. If we don't feel well, we don't feel like we can perform as well as we normally do. So health is an absolutely irrevocably an important and necessary resource for us. But when Indigenous people factor in cultural truths and unbundling cultural truths around cultural safety, then we're looking at health as a gift. In Cree, we have, in ceremony, we have words for giveaway, baktinge magana. Those material things and immaterial things we gift one another with. And all the time, it's about health and being healthy, being well, being happy. So that is the giveaway. The takeaway is utinge magana, those things we take away from that experience, from whether it be a ceremony, whether it be a healthy, happy encounter with a health professional. We take away good feelings, we take away the gift of life. Actually, that experience will breathe life into us yet again. So that's the takeaway. Then we pass this on as asuna magana. We re-gift the gift of health. And we re-gift the gift of health. We give away health, we take away health, and we re-gift health in places like the Wabano Center for Aboriginal Health. For a long time, the government and outside systems have told us how to be well and healthy. They have been the health determiners. They have ascribed health and wellness to us, for us, not with us. And so this would be the phase I would call etugusi, niawawayin. Ascribed health and wellness has been the modus operandi. As we shift to achieved health and wellness, kaskita masuan miawawayin, we really need to factor in what I would term assisted health and wellness. Natamatuin miawawain. And assisted health and wellness is absolutely critical to moving from ascribed health and wellness to achieved health and wellness, because we become our own health determiners in this process as we move to achieved health and wellness. But not only do we ourselves do that in isolation of other agencies, other organizations, but with all our combined efforts, we will assist this process with whatever help we can bring to the table, whatever partnership we develop, whatever relationship we build on, and whatever needs surface in the community, in our families and among our individuals, there will be a lot of room for assisted health and wellness. Ego natamatuin miawawain. So helpers, there's a lot of room for helpers in this process. Misuwe, which means there's a lot of space here for helpers from different orientations, with different skills, with different attributes to support our aspirations to health and wellness, achieved health and wellness. Bundles are our amulets for good medicine and for health and wellness. The bundles, especially the health bundles we carry, pull and push us to our rightful place as the owners and the consumers of service systems. And this includes health, but includes all the other service systems that would make sure we arrive at our rightful place. We are no longer a sight, something odd or absurd to look at, or a sight through which careful aim has to be taken, like a record, like a file, like a number. We are no longer that. When cultural safety helps to shift the gaze from this potential pitfall and shifts the gaze back to the power of self in community and in family.